Hello. Welcome back, my friends. If you're new here, I am Lance B, and today we are reacting to part 2 of my Immortal by internet historians, Sundance rejects. And we already seen part 1. Let's get into part 2, and here we go.
Hey, I got something you can put in that mouth besides that cigarette.
Hey, name's Sammy.
NordVPN did a thing, and now video happen. Chapter 16.
Now video
We ran happily to Hogsmeade. There we saw the stage where Good Charlotte had played. We ran in happily. My Chemical Romance were playing Helena. I was so fucking happy.
Look at
Gerard
that hair.
looked even sexier than he did in depictions. Even Draco thought so. I could totally see him getting an erection. I was wearing a black leather mini dress and black leather platinum boots with red ripped fishnets. Draco was wearing a black baggy MCR t-shirt and black baggy pants. Anyway, we stated moshing to Helena. We Frenched. We ran up to the front of the band to stage dive. Suddenly, Gerard pulled off his mask. So did the others. We gasped. It was Volsimort and the Death Dealers.
You moronic idiots! He shouted angstily. Inobi, I told you to kill vampire. Thou have failed. And now I shall kill thou and Draco.
No, please. We begged sadly, but he took out his knife. Suddenly, a gothic old man flew in on a broomstick. He had long black hair and a long black beard.
Make America
He was wearing
goth
a black
again.
robe that said Avril Lavigne on the back. He shot at a spell, and Voldemort ran away. It was Dumbledore. Chapter 18. Author's note. I said stop flaming. If you do, then you are a prep. Thanks to Raven for the help and stuff. You rock. And you are not a prep. Thanks for my sweater. P.S. The other reason Dumbledore swore is cause he trin to be gothic, so dear. I woke up the next day in my coffin. I walked out of it and put on some black eyeliner, black eyeshadow, and blood-red lipstick. The night before, Draco and I ran back to the skull. Get it? Skull because I'm gothic and like death. Dumbledore chased Voldemort away. We flew there on our brooms. Mine was black and the broom stuff was blood red.
The broom stuff.
There was lace all over it. Draco had a black MCR boom. We went back to our rooms and we
Boom
had you-know-what
instead of a
to
broom?
Linkin Park
Okay.
song. Well, anyway, I went back to the Great Hall. There, all the walls were painted black and the tables were black too. But you could see there was pink pant underneath the black pant. There were posters of poser bands everywhere, like Ashley Simpson and the Backstreet Boys. What the f***? I shouted. Vampire, Dracula, and Draco came. We started to talk about who was sexier, Mikey or Gerard Way or Billy Joe Armstrong. The boys joined in because they were bi.
Those guys are so hot.
Navel was saying, as suddenly a gothic old man with a black beard and everything came. Dumbledore?
We all gasped. What the fuck? I shouted angrily. I thought he was just wearing that to scare Volsimort.
Hello, everyone, he said happily. As you can see, I gave the room a makeover. What do you think about it?
Everyone from the poser table in Gryffindor started to cheer. Well, we goths just looked at each other, all disgusted, and shook our heads. We couldn't believe what a poser was.
By the way, you can call me Albert. He called as we left to our classes. What a f***ing poser! Draco shouted angrily as we to transformation.
We were holding hands. Vampire looked really jealous. I could see him crying blood in a gothic way. Get it? Like Gerard. But I didn't say anything.
I bet he's having a midlife crisis, Willow shouted.
I was so fucking angry. Chapter 20. I said I don't care what you think. Stop flaming, okay, preps. Thanks to Raven for the help. Oh, yeah, and by the way, I'll be on vacation in Transylvania for the next 3 days, so do not expect updates. I slit my wrists while I moshed MCR in my bedroom all night, feeling excited. Suddenly, Someone knocked on the door. I got all mad and turned it off. But sacredly, I hopped inside that it was Draco so that we could do it again. It was Lupin. Are you gonna come me or what?
What?
I was allowed to say that because Dumbledore had told us to be careful around him and Snape, since he was a pig.
No, actually. Get it? Hell. Can I borrow some condoms? He growled angrily.
Yeah, so you... Huh? I shouted sarcastically.
Subway
He
eat
said,
fresh? What?
Gone away.
Well, anyway, I put on some black eyeshadow, black eyeliner, and some black lipstick and white foundation. Then I went. Then I gasped. Snake and Lupin were in the middle of the empty hall doing it, and Dobby was watching.
What?
Oh my god, you ludicrous idiot. They both shooted angrily when they saw me.
Dobby ran away crying. Normally, I would have been turned on. I love seeing guys do it. But both of them were f***ing preps. What the f***? Is this why you wanted condoms? I asked sarcastically. See, I spelled that.
Only you wouldn't give them to me, Lumpkin shouted angrily.
Well, you should have told me, I replied.
You dimwit. Snake began to shoot angrily.
And then I took out my black camera and took a pic of them. You could see that they were naked and everything.
Well, excuse me. They both shouted angrily. What was that all about?
It was to blackmail you, I snarked. So now next time you see me doing it with my boyfriend, you can't f***ing rat me out, or I'll show this to Dumbledore. So f*** off, you
Dumbledore,
bastards.
okay.
I started to run. They chased me, but I threw my wound at them, and they tripped over it. Well, anyway, I went outside and there was Vampire looking extremely f***ing hot. What the f***? Where'd Draco? I asked him.
Oh, he's being a fucking bastard. He told me he wouldn't come, Vampire said, shaking his head. You wanna come with me? To the concert?
Then he showed me his flying car. I gasped. It was a black car. He said his dogfather, Sirius Black, had given it to him. The license plate on the front said MCR 666 on it, and the license plate on the back said Inobi. I gasped. We flew to the concert hall. MCR were there, playing.
Oh.
Vampire and I began to make out, moshing to the music. I gasped, looking at the band. I almost had an orgasm. And then I heard some crying. I turned and saw Draco crying in a corner. Author's note.
Where did he come from?
You, okay? You f***ing suck. It's not my fault if it's spelt wrong, okay? Cause Dad Raven, cause it f*** you preps. Was Soz Raven Fangs for the help? By the way, Transylvania rocks rad. I got to go to the castle where Dracola was filmed.
Dracola was.
Draco was crying in the common room.
The spelling.
Draco, are you okay? I asked in a gothic voice.
No, I'm not, you fucking bitch! He shouted angrily. He started to run out of the place in a suicidal way.
I stated to cry, because I was afraid he would commit suicide.
It's okay, Inobi, said Vampire comfortably. I'll make him feel better.
You mean you'll go f*** him, won't you? I shouted angrily. Then I ran to get Draco. Vampire came too.
Draco, please come. He began to cry. Tears of blood came down his pale face.
I was so turned on, because I love sensitive bi guys. If you're a homophone, then f*** off. And then we heard some footsteps.
I guess that's
Vampire
a plus.
got out his black invincibility cloak. We both got under it. We saw the janitor, Mr. Norris, there, shouting angrily with a flashlight in his hand.
Who's there? He shouted angrily.
We saw Filth come. He went under the invisibility cloak and started to meow loudly.
Is anyone there? Yelled Mr. Norris. No, you preppy little poser son of a bitch. Vampire said under his breast in a disgusted way.
Under his breast.
Excuse me? Excuse me, who said that? Yelled Mr. Norris. Then he heard Filch meow. Filch, is there anyone under the cloak? He asked. Filth nodded.
And then Vampire Frenched me. He did it just as Mr. Norris was taking off dark cloak.
What the? He yelled.
But it was too late, because now we were ruining away from him. And then we saw Draco crying and busting into tears and slitting his wrists outside of the school. Draco, I cried, are you okay?
I guess, though. Draco wept.
Draco and I decided to watch Lake Placid on the gothic red bed together. As I was about to put in the video, my eyes rolled up and suddenly I had a vision of something that was happening now. Ad begin.
Lady's ankle. Are you serious?
What's that? That's the FBI. We've just sent a record of your internet history to your family and friends and acquaintances for them to laugh at. Now your life is over. This wouldn't have happened if you had got NordVPN. Keep those degenerate websites a secret. Look at this guy. He uses NordVPN. Look how happy he is. He's fucking ecstatic. It's so simple and clean. There's no complicated setup or technical stuff. It comes with unlimited bandwidth. You can even access international content. For example, let's go to Japan. Oh dear. It took me almost 2 months to make these videos, and it wouldn't have been possible without NordVPN. You get access to more content, and I get a kickback when you sign up. So remember to smash that link button with your parents' credit card in the description below. But what is a VPN, you may ask? Ad over. Chapter 22. Well, anyway, I woke up the next day. I was wearing black lacy leather pajamas. Then I gasped. Standing in front of me were Bloody Mary, Vampire, Diablo, Draco, Dracula, and Willow. I opened my crimson eyes. Willow was wearing a tight black leather top with pictures of bloody roses all over it. Vampire was wearing a baggy Simple Plan t-shirt.
Wait, hold on. She describes what literally everyone in the room is wearing and goes on for 5 straight now. Oh my god. And by the way, Willow is the ugliest chick I've ever seen in my entire life. Side note.
So were Crab and Goyle. Oh my fucking god, I yelled it as I jumped up. Why the f*** are you all here?
Inobi, something's really f***ed up, Draco said.
Okay, but I need to put on my clothes first, I shouted angrily.
It's alright. We have to go now, and you look kawaii anyway. You're so beautiful, Draco said in a sexy voice.
Oh, right, I said, smiling. But you have to tell me why you're being all erective.
I will,
Erective.
he said.
So I just put on some black eyeliner, black lipstick, and red eyeshadow, and white foundation. Then I came. We all went outside the Great Hall and looked in from a window. Inside the Great Hall, we could see Dumbledore. Cornelia Fudge was there shouting at Dumbledore. Doris Rumbridge was there too.
You are not fit to be the principal any longer, yelled Rumbridge. You're too old, and your Alzheimer's is dangerous. You must retry, or Voldemort will kill your students.
Very well, Dumbledore said angrily. But we cannot do this. We cannot close the school. There is only one person who is capable of killing Voldemort, and she is in the school. And her name is Inoni Darkness Dementia Ravenway.
Draco Crab, Goyle, Darkness, Vampire, and Bloody Mary looked at each other. I gasped. Chapter 23. Author's note. Shut the up, bitch.
That sums up this whole thing the best.
I opened the door and Professor Rumbridge
I love how they made fun of it
stepped
too.
out angrily. I ate some Count Chocula and drank some blood from a cup. Then I heard someone shooting
Count
angrily.
Dracula cereal.
I looked behind me. It was Vampire. He and Draco were shooting at each other.
I wanna shit next to her! No, I do! Shouted.
I want
No,
to
she
shit
doesn't
next to
fucking
her.
like you, you son of a bitch! Yelled Draco. No, f you. Cause she leaves me, not you! Shouted Vampire.
And then he jumped on Draco. No, not in that way, you perv. They started to fight and beat up each other. Dumbledore yelled at them, but they didn't stop. All of a sudden, a terrible man with red eyes and no nose flew in on a broomstick. He had no nose and was wearing a grey robe. All of the glass in the window fell apart. Brittany, that prep, started to cry. Vampire and Draco stopped fighting. I stopped eating. The room fell silent. Volsimort.
Eboby! Ebony! He said evilly in his raspy voice. Thou hast failed your mission. Now I shall kill thou, and I shall kill Vampire as well. If thou dost not kill him before then, I shall kill Draco too.
Please, don't make me kill him. Please, I begged.
No, he laughed crudely. Kill him, or I shall kill him anyway. Then he flew away cackling.
I bust into tears.
Oh my God. Lord Jesus, help me. Half-Life 2 Episode 2.
Suddenly, my eyes rolled up so they looked all cool and gothic. I said I see a black gothic skull and a pentagram.
Sire, our dads have been shot, Draco said. Die! Think again, you muggle
Not
poser.
the alien machine.
Thanks again to NordVPN.
Thank you, NordVPN. Thank you. I almost said Dr. Historian. Jesus. Wow. It gets crazier. It gets crazier. I love how I don't know what to say about it. It is the most outrageous thing I've heard in a while. Like, okay, for Tetris or for Tech Fortress. I love how they make fun of it too while they're trying to read that, because it's just the spell. I couldn't figure out what they were talking about. If I read that on my own, I would have no idea what the hell's going on or what they're trying to mean. Oh my God. It's oh wow. Anyway, it was good though. It adds a little bit of continuation. So there's a third part, and I probably will do the third part probably the beginning of this coming week, probably Monday. I'll do the third part. I got another video I want to do tomorrow, and as far as like right now, the movie reaction between Brokeback Mountain and Call Me by Your Name. You guys are doing. Within just one day, you guys are really the most interaction I ever had in any of my posts I ever did in my community posts. So thank you so much for all that. I appreciate it. And of course, I'll leave the link down below for the Internet Historian, and like and subscribe. And of course, like and subscribe for this channel, so it helps with the algorithm. And if you want any comments, please do so. And thank you guys so much for all the interaction. I love it so much. And, of course, take care of yourselves and take care of each other and be safe. And see y'all later. Bye.